KNDY.
And a good evening and welcome to Hiawatha, Kansas as the Red Hawks entertain the Marysville Bulldogs. I'm Bruce Dierking, Mike's side with Mike Russell, and we're minutes away from kickoff here tonight as the Hiawatha Red Hawk Marching Band approaches center field for our national anthem. Our broadcast coverage is service of our KNDY Sports Booster Club members. We appreciate our longtime supporters and some new faces this year. Always tell our sponsors thanks. Live home and away coverage on air, online, always on our free mobile app. Opposite our broadcast, Max Blasky is down in Randolph tonight with Blue Valley hosting Lynn, a Twin Valley League match on KNDY FM 95.5. And we'll keep an eye on the Kansas State Wildcats tonight with a rare Friday night kickoff. Kansas Jayhawks have a bye weekend. Again, our broadcast coverage is service of our KNDY Sports Booster Club members, Marysville and Hiawatha, in quest of their first win here tonight. Each team lost in their season opener last week. Marysville falling 48-0, hosting Nemaha Central, and Hiawatha falls to Royal Valley in their season opener. It's Bulldog football. Tony Trimble, head coach of MHS, straight ahead as our pregame show continues.
I'm Liz Warren, your Marysville Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That is why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Marysville Bulldog Athletics on KNDY. Call 785-562-5533 today or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
My family and I are needing a place to stay in Marysville. Do you have any suggestions for a nice place?
I've heard that Heritage Inn Express is the best place in town. They have free breakfast and large rooms to accommodate the whole family. Plus, you can bring your pets with you.
Wow, really? I can bring my pets with me? I was hoping that I didn't have to leave them at home. Heritage Inn Express sounds like the perfect package for a whole family.
You can go see them at 1155 Pony Express Highway, Marysville, Kansas, or give them a call at 785-562-5588.
Dr. Brittany here with Marysville Dental Care, where your family's health is our top priority. Dr. Zach, our team, and I are the family dental home you've always been looking for.
Our comprehensive dental care is designed to serve all of your dental needs. Whether it's a routine cleaning, braces, or cosmetic work, we provide the highest quality of care with a comfortable experience. Visit our office across from the Marysville Courthouse or go to marysvilledentalcare.com to schedule a visit.
Have the smile you've always wanted with our team by your side.
We're excited to invite you to the second annual Bulldog Family Reunion, Friday, October 3rd, starting at 7 p.m. at Venue 36. It's a relaxed homecoming social with a chance to reconnect with classmates, enjoy music from across the decades, and join the class cheer competition, where the loudest, proudest class will win a free reserved table for next year's reunion. Tickets are just $10 per person, $15 per couple, or $60 for a reserved table of 8. Skip the line and get your tickets online at marysvillealumni.com or buy them at the door. For more information, give me a call, Ben Throm, at 785-713-1780, and we'll see you at the Bulldog Family Reunion.
Welcome into our Marysville Bulldog pregame coaches interview as we sat down with head coach of the Bulldogs, Tony Trimble. Coach had a tough loss last time out, 48-0 versus Nemaha Central. I know in every game there are silver linings to take away. So what did you take away once you had a chance to digest that one and get ready for tonight's game?
Well, kind of like we talked about last week, Max, you know, when you're a little bit inexperienced like we are this year, we're going to go through ups and downs, and that's kind of the way the game went Friday night. You know, it starts off with us allowing a kickoff return for a touchdown. You know, we struggled a little bit offensively early and gave them a couple really short fields, but then we kind of settled in. I felt like, you know, most of the third quarter we had the ball, which was good. You know, I saw some good things from both of our quarterbacks, did some really nice things, and Grant ran the ball really well. So, yeah, there's always some silver linings, but as coaches, you know, our job is to focus on the things that we got to get better at, and there was plenty of those for this week that we can work on.
You mentioned it right there that both of these quarterbacks got an opportunity to play, and I know you said last week that's not a goal or a system you necessarily like to play with, but in that game versus Nemaha Central, did that give you a more game-time sense of what both of these boys can offer this team?
Yeah, Bo started the game for us. He played the whole first half. We were down 35-0 at half. Bo really did nothing wrong or did anything to really hurt our team, but we just thought it was a good time to go ahead and get a look at Grady, let him step in and play the second half. And like I said, we saw some really good things from both of them. They both have a lot of room to grow and improve. But it's exciting that we got two kids that we feel like are capable of doing what we need them to do on a Friday night.
I'm sure in your years of coaching, you found that each team takes the different styles of coaching differently. Is that going to be an important aspect this year, is learning how this group takes to you and your coaching staff, getting them prepared week in and week out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been my philosophy that, if I have a kid, tell a kid to do something or show him how to do something and he does it wrong, then I'm going to reteach it to him and try to get him to do it again. If he continues to do it wrong, then I need to find a different way to get that message across to him. It's not the kid's fault necessarily. I don't think the kids are trying to intentionally sabotage our team. I just got to find a different way to get the message across or what we're trying to get accomplished, and hopefully I'll find a way that they will understand that and be able to improve each week.
Now you turn your attention to a Hiawatha Redhawks team on the road in tonight's contest. What does Hiawatha have that you're needing to prepare for and come out victorious this evening?
They're a physical football team. They got some big guys up front. They're going to be very similar in size to what we faced last Friday night, and they're very aggressive. I really feel like their offensive and defensive line are very aggressive kids. They like to try to bully people around and be physical, and so, we're going to have to make sure we're prepared for that. They run the flex bone offense, which is what we run, so we have a good understanding of what they're trying to accomplish, and hopefully that our kids will have a good understanding of that as well. So, we got to improve on what we do, obviously. The nice thing is we're playing a team that runs something that we're familiar with, and so that allows us to focus more on us this week instead of having to think about spending a whole lot of time trying to focus on preparing for something different or new.
This has been the Marysville Bulldog pregame coaches interview with head football coach Tony Trimble. Don't touch that dial, as Bulldog football is next on KNDY.
Update your home today with a new look from Feldkamp's Furniture Mart. See their tremendous selection of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets and furniture, as well as bedding, accent pieces, appliances, and more. Financing options for any budget up to 24 months with no interest, as well as free delivery, making buying local easy. Shop Feldkamp's Furniture and Flooring in Marysville today.
Attention, Marysville and surrounding areas. Tension Corporation is hiring right now. They're looking for a machine operator. This role focused on quality control. No experience? No problem. They'll train you. They're also looking for a machine adjuster. But for this one, you'll need solid mechanical experience to keep the machines running smoothly and handle repairs as needed. Here's the best part. Tension offers a unique schedule. 3 days on, 1 day off. 3 days on, then 7 full days off. That's a full week off every other week. Plus, Tension offers competitive wages, great benefits like 401k, health, dental, and vision insurance. So if you're in Marysville or the surrounding area, apply today for the machine operator or machine adjuster positions at tension.com/careers. That's tension.com/careers. Tension Corporation is an equal opportunity employer. Building on years of service to the community, Mason Tax and Accounting is now Main Street Tax and Accounting. Accountants Tony Yossi and Jess Miller strive to build on 20-plus years of personal, detail-oriented service to their clients. From bookkeeping and payroll to individual tax preparation to ag and business tax services, Main Street Tax and Accounting is your hometown expert. Still located at 1101 Broadway in Marysville. Stop by or call 562-2710. Main Street Tax and Accounting, where the name is new but the service hasn't changed.
Okay. And again, welcome back. Bruce Dierking, Mike Russell. We're kind of jockeying for position here tonight. I had to tease that they call this a press box, but the coaches here, the spotters here, the video crew is there, and And I don't know where we plan to put you people, so we squeezed in. Mike said, will it be a problem if I step outside tonight? I said, absolutely not. Mike Russell, welcome back. Your second broadcast after the maiden voyage last week from Homer Hanson Stadium. Welcome back.
Well, thanks, Bruce. It's exciting to be here tonight. We got two teams here. Both didn't come up on the winning end last week. Marysville has a few things if you want me to go over them now.
Absolutely. Dive in.
Things I saw from last week we need to correct. Their number one turnovers. Marysville put the ball on the ground 3 times and had two interceptions. So general rule in football is don't turn that ball over. It's hard for any team to win when you're turning the ball over, but it's really hard to beat a good team. I want to see these Bulldogs tonight, this new offensive line, come out and see how they're meshing, what they learned this week in practice, how they're coming together. I think some good things that we did last week, we ran the ball up the middle a couple times really well, and I think they need to jump on that right away against this Hiawatha team. Looked like rolling out, passing the ball. They made some good plays there. We had one good play called back, would have been a touchdown, I believe, so we had a holding play on that, threw a couple interceptions. But defensively, we got to make tackles. We were in position, didn't get the guy on the ground. And that's not saying that there wasn't a great player moving the ball around there, but you got to make tackles. Hiawatha has a good return man, and Thornton, he ran an 80-yard kickback. So we need to watch this first kickoff and see what we get going there.
The other thing to be aware of, Tony Trimble commented on their size. They're going on their offensive line. They're going 259 up the middle, 235, 249 on the guards, and what are we on the tackles? 216 and 222. Yeah. So they're going to average out at 220, 230 on that offensive line. They will be a big football team.
Yeah, that's big for high school football. I didn't weigh 260 till I was probably 2 years out of college, and I can't get back under it now. So, we're ready to go here, Bruce. Should be a good game, so I'm excited to watch this.
Bulldog football live on KNDY Marysville, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Streaming on our website, KNDYradio.com, and always available on our free mobile app. A service of our KNDY Sports Booster Club members. Nate Shoddy, Marysville Junior, will kick for Marysville, defending the west goal as the sun sets here on a warm September evening. We're close to 90 with a south wind at around 15 miles an hour. That could play a factor if we have a passing game. Grounder bouncing past midfield, fielded at the 37-yard line by the Red Hawks.
Well, that's one way to keep it out of his hands right there, Bruce. Bounce it along the ground. So
Brenner Lowe is a halfback. Now bounce back to last week. Marysville kicked it to Omaha Central's Carter Hike, and he made him pay for it, 85 yards on that opening score.
Yes, he did.
So the Red Hawks set up shop, 1st and 10, their own 37. They'll move right to left into the setting sun on the natural grass turf here, which looks fabulous tonight. Quarterback under center will get the starters as the game progresses. Pitch to Brenner Lowe coming to the near side. Well read by a trio of Marysville defenders, stopping Lowe for a short loss. Back toward the 35. No, they give him the line of scrimmage.
Running the triple option there, Bruce. They just faked the handoff to that tackle or the fullback, and the backside wing came around. Quarterback pitched it to him. Good tackle out here on the outside.
At quarterback is Carson Henry, 6'1", 165, and a senior. Brenner Lowe was a halfback there, 6 foot, 195, and a sophomore. Opposite Sean Gentry, 5'9", 161, and a senior. Second snap. Play up the middle for no gain again, and that Marysville defensive line watching close.
Right off tackle, looks like 62. Bamoni Bush.
So it's the fullback, Ethan Morton, a 5'10", 180-pound senior. They have a lot of experience in these skill positions. Red Hawks will face a 3rd and 9, gaining just a yard on that last snap. Henry works under center. Low in motion to the far side. Here's a seam on the near side. And Ethan Morton across the 45-50. Bulldog territory. Knocked out of bounds on the near sideline. Coming near the Marysville 40-yard line. Now there is a flag.
Ethan Morton looks like holding called in the backfield.
Well, what was a nice game for the home team. Got the fans excited there for a moment. Ethan Morton coming near side. Had some room to run, but had some help.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to keep our eye on the ball tonight, Bruce. They're going to run that triple option probably 80-90% of the time, and we just got to see if they hand it to the fullback or pull it and get out on the edge. That time they handed it to the fullback right off tackle, and good gain, but might have had something to do with the holding in the backfield.
10-yard penalty brings it back to the Red Hawk 30-yard line. Their opening possession here tonight. We're just underway. Glad to have you with us on this second night of the football season. Discounting jamborees and scrimmages 2 weeks out. Do it out here on the outside. Motion going right to left. Sean Gentry's the halfback. Moving to the far side, Ethan Morton. Stutter step move across the 35-40. Might have picked up 10 yards, about what they lost on the penalty flag, but that's going to be it to bring up a fourth down.
Pitch sweep to the right, and Marysville pursued laterally along the field there and forced him out of bounds for a short gain. It's like 4th and 7, 8.
4th and a long 7. They're near their own 40-yard line, but they'll line in punt formation as Marysville looks to receive the ball here. 9:45 to play, no score opening quarter.
That was a nice play for the Dogs there. That defensively, they got them stopped. Now we're going to see what we can do here on offense.
And it will be punt formation, right to left. 4th down from their own 40-yard line. Punt is up inside their own 30. Hangs high in the air. Bobbled initially by Elax and Lachek. Then he finds room to run on the near side, crossing the 30-35. Late flag on the near side. Elax and Lachek had trouble grabbing hold of it. I don't know. He made it look easy.
Yeah, it looks like he got it back about 15 yards, but he had a little trouble grabbing it. Not sure what the flag's for.
It came late.
Like blocking the back.
Well, not the way you wanted to, start this possession. You're going to back it up. But Marysville possession nonetheless. They won't have bad field position by any stretch.
No, 25-yard line, that's not a bad place to take the ball anytime. So, unfortunate, but here we go.
Otherwise, we're talking about the Smith Center Chapman game last week. We did some broadcasts on our stations out in Mitchell County, and John Bowden was talking with the Smith Center coach last night. They had a combined 35 penalties between Smith Center and Chapman last week.
New quarterback, Bruce Schradel.
Yeah, they said Grady Schradel get a start tonight. Tony Trimble talked about that on pregame. Still looking for a number 1. Keegan Waters was anticipated coming in. Will not play this year. Injury. Marysville went 3 deep quarterbacks last week. Will Dustman opening the first half. Grady Schradel played much of the second half, and then Trey Wurtenberger came in late in the ball game.
Grant Hayfley took the handoff, got 10 yards first play. That's looking good for the Dogs.
Thank you. 6 foot, 170-pound senior is Hayfley at the fullback position for Marysville. And again, Schradel at quarterback is 5'11", 165, and a sophomore. He'll work under center. Single wide to the far side. First down. Up the middle to the 40-yard line.
Looks like 4 yards there. Hayfley again.
Hayfley caught up by Brenner Lowe on a 4-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 6 at the Bulldog 40-yard line. Marysville marching left to right. 8:15 to play. No score here in the first quarter.
Bruce, we talked about that earlier, about that up-the-middle run. That's one of the things they did pretty well last year against last week against Nemaha Central. So it looks like they're trying to capitalize on that a little bit.
Little different look now. Wides are spread left and right. Brody Lawrence would be a starting wide receiver. He had a concussion last Friday. Likely won't see action tonight. And a fumble is going to be a turnover as Braylon Stephen Morgan cited that, and he was not going to lose it. So we talked about turnovers early on from last week's game. Marysville on their first series turns that ball over at the Bulldog 35.
You cannot put that ball on the ground, and that proved our point right there. I'm not even sure Schradel knew where the ball went. It looked like it went right between his legs, so I don't know if it was a missed snap count or what, but Hiawatha 1st and 10.
That's where Stephen Morgan had the advantage. He was on this side. He knew where that ball was. The Bulldogs in the neighborhood really had no idea. First down, second series for the Red Hawks off the near side hash mark. in Bulldog territory at the 35-yard line. Bad snap here, and the quarterback, Carson Henry, comes on a loose ball. Maybe it's greased up tonight, you suppose?
Well, maybe just helping us back out there, I guess. But we'll take it any way we can. 2-yard loss there on the fumbled snap.
Redhawks take over. We're at 7.5 minutes and counting. No score in the first quarter. Wide out to the far side is Michael Jensen. He's a reserve senior, 5'11", 151. Malone wide. Here's Sean Gentry in motion, and that might have brought a flag.
We can get reset.
Procedure number 10 there on the outside moved. 5-yard penalty.
So we're not 5 minutes in. That is a third penalty, second on the Redhawks, and a Bulldog turnover. Out.
Yeah, need to clean this game up a little bit, don't we?
Carson Henry, Aaron Yang is a sophomore, come in from the sideline. Second-year coach Wyatt Giroux.
Marysville's got to keep an eye on number 20 there, and should be good.
Ethan Morton. Up the middle, quick give. Dive to the 35-yard line. They tried to knock it loose from Morton. Got back what they lost on the penalty. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, it's like 6-yard gain there right off tackle. Like I said, we're going to see that all night. Triple option left, triple option right. Looks like they're bread and butter.
And you mentioned they were almost exclusively on the ground last week?
Yeah, I don't think they had any passing yards last week. They had a big play brought back for a penalty and a couple interception, or not one interception, a couple incomplete.
Wide on the far side is Ren Hageman, a wide receiver. And a play with a Hiawatha timeout. We'll take it here with 6:13 to play. Middle of the first, Marysville and Hiawatha, no score.
From scenic drives to cozy weekend getaways, make sure your tires are ready to handle whatever autumn roads throw your way. Now through September 23rd, get up to $60 via reward card or virtual prepaid card after online submission and qualifying purchase of 4 or more new Michelin passenger or light truck tires totaling $900 or more at Mike's OK Tire. See MichelinMan.com/auto/deals for complete details. Void where prohibited. Complete details at Mike's OK Tire in downtown Marysville.
Since 1976, Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions has been your farm and home marketing team. Let the experienced family team of Tom and Rob Olmsted and brother-in-law Tom Kirkland guide you when buying or selling a home or farmland. Delivering timely, honest, and professional guidance, visit olmstedrealestate.com to view current listings and auctions. Your farm and home marketing team is Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions.
310, sold 300. That's buyer 5-2.
Red Hawk football. Gentry in motion. Stutter steps back this way. Carson Henry stands, then comes under center. Morton up the middle. He's got a first down at the 25, 20. Wrapped around, but still finds room to move to the 16-yard line. You mentioned number 20, Ethan Morton, and he got it done that time on a big pickup.
Triple option left, read the tackle, hand the ball, and he just took about 15, 20 yards there.
5'10", 180-pound senior. He took the opening kick last week for a score. First down, Bulldog territory at the 16. Moving into the sun here with 5:45 and counting in the first. Gentry again, stutter move. Henry rolling out right, pass to the end zone. Is complete to Michael Jensen. Touchdown, Red Hawk.
They ran that option look to the right, Bruce, and cornerbacks just came up wide open in the end zone. Touchdown.
That was a beautiful pass that we had just talked about. No passing last week. Carson Henry going deep.
Well, they proved they can pass the ball there.
Michael Jensen with the score. He's a 5'11", 151-pound senior. As Leighton Moore, a sophomore, will attempt the PAT. Kick into that setting sun to the left is good for a 7-0 Hiawatha lead. 5:37 to play in the first when we come by.
See what sets the Chevy Equinox apart at the Norris Motor Company in Marysville with 2 brand new 2026 Chevy Equinox, a front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. A 2023 Chevy Equinox Premier, a local new trade, excellent condition, 11,000 actual miles. And a 2017 Chevy Equinox Premier, priced right at the Nordis Motor Company in Marysville.
When you're building, make the local choice with Cromie Lumber. Close to home, spend your time working and not fetching. Easy pickup or delivery available, and their prices are competitive on all of your building needs. From lumber to siding, roofing, paint, windows, and doors, to the tools to get the job done. Make the easy choice the first time with Cromie Lumber, Marysville and Washington. As always, they appreciate your business as they work to help you save time and money. When you're building, make the local choice with Cromie Lumber.
Senior to senior, returning experience for this Red Hawk team with a 2-win season last year. They strike first blood versus Marysville, taking advantage of a possession on a Marysville fumble. Carson Henry to Michael Jensen, 16-yard touchdown pass. Leighton Moore, the PAT, 7-0 lead. The kick returns out to the 20-yard line. Marysville will take their second possession here.
Yeah, Bruce, like we talked earlier, you cannot put that football on the ground. Stopped a good drive that Marysville was putting together. Hiawatha grabs the ball, goes back to work, runs down the field, and scores. So do not let the football get put on the ground.
So your starting line for Marysville, Gavin Vogelsberg at center, Brandon Abel, Dominique Bush at the guards, Ty Mosier, Sam Schmitz are the tackles. Halfbacks Nate Shoddy, Cam Wetter have not seen carries yet tonight. It's been Grant Heathley, the fullback, with starting quarterback Grady Schradel tonight. Eli Sedlacek is the wide receiver slot. Coming to this near side for no gain, Marysville tried to find room, nothing doing. It's Cam Wetter on his first carry.
Cam Wetter plays that back off the tackle's left hip. He came around. It's kind of a reverse look. They just hand it to him, and nothing over here on the right side.
Short loss, second, a long 10 as the Bulldogs march down the field left to right on, again, this their second possession. Fumbled the ball on a snap, their first series. Under 5 minutes and counting. Late give in the middle of the pack. That one's going nowhere again.
I'm not so sure that wasn't on the ground, too.
That's with the Red Hawks, couple of them with their arms in the air pointing to the west.
Marysville kept it.
So they're trying to knock that ball loose up the middle, aren't they? Or at least cause some confusion that the ball is coming loose of its own volition.
When you're going to run that triple option, you got to have a good mesh with your fullback, and there's a lot of times where that ball can get a little jiggly in there. You just got to make sure he has it before you give it to him, and make sure he's ready to let go of it when you pull it out.
Well, based on what we've seen earlier, we believe they've oiled the ball tonight. They gained a half-yard back, though, on that. It looked 3rd and 10. Clock down to 4 minutes here in the first.
And both these offenses run pretty much the same thing.
Two wide as Gavin Gibbs comes to the near side for MHS. And it's going to be a wobbly pass past the 30-yard line out to the 32, in fact.
First
and
down.
A quick tackle. It'll be enough for a first down. You are right.
Caught that ball and stepped out of bounds. It's 33. He had two kind of corner routes run there, and Schradel does that roll out to the right, found his receiver, dropped it over the top, and first down.
By no means the prettiest pass we'll have seen, but effective nonetheless. Conversion, it's 1st and 10 from the Marysville 32. Fourth-year coach Tony Trimble, our guest on the pregame show, also airs Friday as our coach's corner at about 5:30 if you're en route to the games. QB under center, takes the snap, and it's Hafley up the middle, fights his way to the 35. It's a hard-fought couple of yards for Grant Hafley.
Yeah, straight dive play for Grant. He just put his head down. He might have got one there. It was pretty balled up. They have a 5-man front, so that front really works good when you're running the option against it. You can double team down on the tackle and go get a backer and read that end or read the tackle, wherever your game plan is.
First start for sophomore Grady Schradel, who played second half, started the second half for the Bulldogs last week after Bo Busman engineered the first half.
Bo Busman's in at wide receiver now.
Tony Trimble shuffling the troops. Wide to the far side, twin backside formation. And a spin to the halfback. Quickly wrapped up Cam Wetter, nowhere to go.
Defensive end just stepped across the line, read it perfectly, tackled the ball carrier as soon as he got the ball.
Seems a pretty good read by this Hiawatha defense.
Yeah. May have got a half yard there.
3rd and a long 8. We're down to 2 minutes here in the first. Marysville trailing 7-0, 16-yard touchdown pass, Hiawatha's last possession. Jackson Schmelsley is a junior hustling in with the play from the far sideline. Pretty good crowd of Bulldog fans across the way. They all came in late.
It's a good night for football. Very nice out.
And on 3rd down, Tradle slipped a little in the turn. Pass is incomplete. Can't get rid of that power rate.
Yeah, I think that one just got away from him there. It had a running that rollout pass again with those corner routes, and just went over the head of his back out in the flat. Would have been a good play had they made a completion. They were set up good.
Had the right idea, and I think he had a little bit more time. Did you see him kind of slip on the turf out there a little bit because he tried to establish footing?
Yeah, I think that's probably why it got up in the air and kind of floated. Actually had 2 receivers out there that he could have thrown to.
And it's a punt for the Bulldogs from their own 25, bouncing off the opposite 35, taken on a bounce at the 35-yard line. Morton on the short return near side.
Yeah, they want to keep him kind of corralled when they're kicking to him.
Chain gang is trying to mess with me. They left 3rd down up there, and we have a punt team on the field. I guess I'll believe what I see, but 28 left in the first. Hiawatha leading 7-0, takes their 3rd possession from their own 36-yard line. Henry and company.
We got a late player coming in the game there at D-tackle.
Sean Gentry in motion. Henry gives the handoff up the middle. Gain to the 40. 4-yard pickup for Ethan Morton.
Morton again, about 3 or 4 yards, right off tackle like before.
180-pound senior. Establishing this series, it'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, they'll just pound that and pound it right off tackle, and then pretty soon they're going to pull that ball and get out on the edge, and we'll see if Marysville can adjust to that.
Clock under a minute here in the first. Despite a couple of penalty flags, 3 in fact, and a fumble, things moving along pretty quick with the ground games. Late pitch, found a seam on the near side. Ethan Morton across the 45 to the 46.
Yeah.
That's a first down.
Yeah, I think that was Aaron Yang there, Bruce, 26.
New carrier, 26 looks too much like 20 when you're my age.
No doubt.
Yang 5'9", 150 is a sophomore. It's just enough for the first down. Just enough.
They must have faked that to every back in the backfield there, crossing around, and Yang was back there at tailback and just dove off the left guard for a nice gain.
Gentry stunt back there and create a little bit of confusion. It was enough for the Red Hawks to take advantage.
A lot of movement.
Under 10, this will be the last snap in the first. This time Morton comes off the right side with motion, and they're going to work it out.
Yeah.
End of the first. Game 2 of the regular season. Hiawatha leading Marysville 7-0.
If you're a driver over 50, it may be time to switch your auto insurance. The AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford is now available through Copeland Insurance Agency in Marysville. Call today for your free, no-obligation quote. Learn more about special rates, benefits, and service designed especially for AARP members. Call the Copeland Insurance Agency at 619-6220. That's 619-6220. Certain policy features are subject to eligibility and may not be available in all states. Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut.
Landall Company is all about the team behind the quality. Congratulations, Landall team members, as they celebrate their 29th year of the incentive bonus program with a 12-year average bonus of 12.55%. That's over 6 weeks' worth of pay as a bonus. Thank you for your hard work and commitment. Interested in learning how you can earn a bonus? Landall Company is looking for individuals who are career-minded and want to succeed. Apply online at landall.com. EEO to Vets and Disability, welcome.
And again, welcome back. Bruce Dierking, Mike Russell. Around the NCKL tonight, Abilene is at Chapman. Clay Center at southeast of Saline. Concordia versus Beloit. Rock Creek squaring off with Wamego. Marysville travels to Wamego next Friday, opening North Central Kansas League play. It's Marysville at Hiawatha tonight. The Redhawks lead the Bulldogs 7-0 as we head to the second. Out toward midfield, first down from the Redhawk 46. Straight ahead running, won't cross midfield. About a 3-yard pickup there is what they'll manage.
Like Sam Meyer made that tackle, Bruce off tackle. This is a big series for Marysville. They need to make something happen here, kind of get their confidence back up, get that ball back in the offensive hand, and march down there and score.
Bulldogs would fumble on a snap. There was a first or second possession. Redhawks would take advantage. Engineered a 16-yard touchdown pass and a PAT for the 7-0 lead. Wide to the near side on the right. Henry with a handoff into Bulldog territory. Up the middle, gained about 5 yards. Sophomore Grayson Gilbert.
Grayson Gilbert.
A lot of faces in here tonight, aren't we?
Here comes Morton back in now. I'm surprised they took him out, but they've had pretty good luck with their fullbacks so far, pounding that ball in there. Marysville gave them about 3 on that play. They just need to hang tough right here.
3rd and 3. Redhawks just in Bulldog territory.
I'm certain with this offense, this is probably 2-down territory here. So,
line is set on the big H at center field. Up the middle, going to be a fight for the first down. I think they got it. They needed 3. They got 4.
Yeah, it looks like Corbin Becker made that tackle, but they're just a little too high, and tailback just carried him down the field about a yard, and first down.
Ethan Morton, who'd been out for a couple of snaps, right back in there, gets to work. First down from the Marysville 43. Under the Friday night lights. Scores of all the area teams on our Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show, twice each hour game nights. First down as Henry takes the snap on a pitch to Gentry. Stutter step move on the near side is quickly wrapped up the 40-yard line, a gain of 3.
Good tackle by Sadlogic. He just flowed out there to the right as they ran that triple option. Guy turned upfield, and he was right there, broke down, made a good tackle for about a 3-yard gain.
Consistently, Hiawatha's doing these 3-4-yard pickups along the way.
Reminds me of Army in Manhattan last week. Bruce is giving me nightmares.
Your old Cats kind of walked away with a sting that last week.
They did. Yes, they did.
Back in action tonight, right?
Yes.
Henry faked to Morton, coming the near side. Carson Henry on a keeper, didn't get much.
Got one of the referees on the ground there.
Collision. Sam Winter comes in to tackle Henry.
Pulled that ball. I'm not so sure he shouldn't have handed that one off, but pulled it out, and we strung the play out to the sideline, got him down.
Got a yard.
3rd and 6, it looks like.
Higgins wide on the far side for what it's worth. Spin, he walks. He went to A-gap. Up the middle. It is Morton. Got a couple yards on that one. Pretty good containment up the middle. We'll bring up 4th and 4.
Wide opening, just down.
4th and 4. Big down for the Dogs here.
Clock rolling. We're near 9 minutes to play in the first half. Just a 7-0 score on the Red Hawk touchdown pass with 5:37 to play in the first.
Yeah, they haven't done much to slow the clock down with that triple option on both teams, so this game's going to roll pretty fast.
In Bulldog territory, they're going to take the gamble on 4th and 4, or will they? Henry stands up, then goes under center. Morton found a seam left side. He needed 4. He got 5, 5.5. First down, Redhawks. First gamble pays off.
First down on the 30 going in. Same play. I could say it again. Just right off tackle. Handing it to the fullback. 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust.
Ethan Morton, a senior, chewing up some yards tonight. They'll get the spot back at the 31. First down as the drive continues, and they're wearing some time off the clock.
Yeah. About 8 minutes left in the quarter.
to the far side hash mark. Staggered set. Gentry in motion. Henry rolls out to the near side. It was overthrown to Gentry. Knocked it down with his right hand.
Yeah, it was behind him. Not the best throw in the world, but they were running. They're starting to sprint out left and right on us now when they want to pass, too. They had a couple guys out in the flat, but it just it's like we have a flag, holding call.
Yeah, it's penalty. Second holding call against the Redhawks. Their third penalty here tonight. And this is going to bring it back to the 41-yard line.
That first series, a holding penalty helped us kind of hold them from getting a first down on that series.
Well, theoretically at least, this should give the defense a little breathing room. Instead of a 1st and 10, it's 1st and 20.
Yeah, it's going to make Hiawatha maybe stretch their offense a little bit and run some different things now.
Pair of wide split. Henry, late pitch. Trouble in the backfield. Quick wrap on Sean Gentry. Who got that stop?
Let's see, that was number 58.
Yep.
Ty Mosier. So, like I said, that's not their bread and butter play there. It was a pitch, kind of a sweep right, and our defensive end just came up and made a good read on, made a tackle in the backfield.
Ty's a 6'1", 160-pound senior. He read it well. 2nd and 24 as the Redhawks, Carson Henry comes over to the sideline and brings the play back out to the huddle alongside Braden Morgan. He's a wide. They're in no hurry, are they?
No.
Kind of taking their time out there. They're burning a lot of time off the clock. Up the middle, here's a new man. Gus Smith is a senior. He's going to shoot like a rocket past the 40-yard line, but then is stopped cold. We'll call it a 5-yard pickup right at the 40.
It's like Hayfley on that tackle, man. He shot through there like a rocket. Got 5 yards really quick.
3rd and, what are we calling, 19 from the Marysville 40.
Yeah.
7-0 Red Hawk lead, 6:45 to play first half.
I would look for a little sprint out pass here to probably the wide side of the field, which is coming towards us. So
got Ren Hageman on the near side. He's the lone wide out. Smith coming in motion to the near side. It's a pitch to Morton. Morton to the near side, cutting through the 35, 40, 30 to the near sideline.
4th and 9.
Yeah, he's got about half of what he needed for a first down because of the penalty situation. They had a lot of ground to cover, and Morton got some nice yards there, but surely not enough.
No, 9 yards short. Quick pitch. He got outside, and we just kind of ran him out of real estate.
Now on a 4th and 4, they took the gamble. It paid off. They're going to a 4th and short 9 situation here. Hands on their hips at the huddle. Red Hawks moving left to right.
Well, maybe they'll try that wide side again in the field. They're going.
Jensen is out there on the far side. As the play develops, I got a whistle. Timeout on the field with 6:25 to play in the half. Hiawatha leads Marysville 7-0.
To be successful in agriculture today, you need to have all your ducks in a row. We can help you do that. Our ag lenders know their business and they're local. They can work with you to establish the loans and lines of credit you need to get the job done. Because we make our decisions locally, we give quick service on loans. Stop by, see us, and get all your ducks in a row. Citizens State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
At Kramer Oil, safety always comes first. We're here to keep your home and shop warm with reliable propane delivery, which is why with your first fill-up, we perform a complimentary leak check. Your safety is our top priority, so you can rest easy knowing we've got you covered. And we're not just about safety, we're about convenience too. Need propane when you want it at a fair price? Call or text us today at 785-562-2466. We're here to serve you.
Abilene Chapman, no score into the first, down on I-70. The only other league score, the only other update we have. We'll check scores at halftime. Here it's Hiawatha 7, Marysville nothing. Carson Henry to Michael Jensen on a 16-yard touchdown pass, 5:37 to play. Hiawatha's third possession back in the first quarter. Henry on fourth at a short 9 takes the snap, and the carry is going to Gus Schmidt for a first down. Second gamble pays off for Coach Wyatt Giroux. They gained 4 and a first down. Here they've picked up 10 plus and a first down.
Yeah, our 5 techs just coming across the line, getting high, and they're just handing the ball off underneath him, and our backers have got to fight off that block and get up there and plug that hole.
Hiawatha with a renewed enthusiasm out there now, and again, they've had this ball forever. First down from the Bulldog 18-yard line. Official stop and play for the moment.
Wind it up.
Down to 5:50 to play in the half. Senior Carson Henry with the snap. Morton, right side of center, found a couple yards to the 15. Call it a gain of 2.
Yeah, good play by Marysville line on that. They just stuffed that little dive play that starts that triple option and stop play right at the line of scrimmage.
Defense last week against that tough Omaha Central team made a big stand at this point in the field. That was early in the first half.
Yeah, Marysville needs to really bow their neck here and stop this dive running that they're doing right up the middle.
Second down and 8. Twin wide split. Lone set back. Henry, late pitch. Coming off the far side is Gentry. Quickly wrapped up. Might have got a short gain, if that. Yeah, he pulls it inside the, now we're going to call it the 18-yard line as Cam Wetter made his stop.
Yeah, like third and...
Oh, he lost,
third and
didn't
10.
he? Yeah, I thought he had gained something. I was just looking at the markers across the field, and they're over on the near side hash mark. That field bends when they go down to the right, and you don't have a vantage point for anything.
Yes,
Mike's kind of hanging out on the outside of the press box here to get at least some sense of what's going on.
I don't want to get in your way with my neck there,
You're
Bruce.
fine. Third and 10
Big
now.
play for the Dogs.
Going far on the other side is Jensen. As Henry drops the pass, Jensen the target in the end zone. It's complete back of the end zone. Second score on touchdown passes from Henry to Jensen. The first was 16. This is 18 yards out. Nothing to bring it back as the Red Hawks extend the lead.
Straight drop back, ran a little fade route, just threw it up. It was a perfectly placed pass in the receiver's hands. Caught it on the run for 6.
Leighton Moore, a sophomore, had a PAT at the other end. He'll attempt it to our right side as Ren Hageman holds the snap. Leighton Moore, second time tonight, through the uprights, extending the lead. 14-0 with 4:13 to play in the half.
Planning new construction? If it's an outbuilding, storage, home addition, or a new home, the pros at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber will help you put together everything you need from start to finish. They can help you with your design with recommendations and cost estimates, helping you find the right product at the right price. And it's delivered free for you when you're ready when you shop local. Everything you need for your dream home or a simple shed is at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Visit with them today.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
For top-notch service for your vehicle, look no further than Honeyman Auto Sales and Service right here in Marysville. Expert care and maintenance with fast turnaround time to ensure your vehicle runs smoothly and safely. Don't compromise on quality and get back on the road today. This is Ty Lumley with Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, and you can find us on Facebook or stop by East Highway 36 in Marysville.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
The Red Hawk fans are loving it here tonight. They've got a good crowd at their home field. New enthusiasm with the Booster Club doing some things here. They recognized the fall athletes before the game began. Kick for the Red Hawks now leading 14-0 with 4:13 to play in the half. Kick going to the far side.
They've had some electric plays there to score on, Bruce. You know, everybody loves a pass, and they've had 2 really good passes out to the corner of the end zones and scored on both of them. So I guess we were talking about them not throwing much last week. It didn't really mean they couldn't.
No, and they haven't thrown a lot here tonight, but those 2 key strikes, 16, 18-yard touchdown passes, Henry to Jensen on both.
And they've been right on target. I mean, it hadn't been, you guys have been catching them in stride and running into the end zone with them. Well, they're catching them in the end zone, but they're running in stride and catching the ball.
At long last, your Bulldogs have possession, first down at their own 35-yard line, with Grady Schradel under center, staggered set. And it's Grant Hafley taking a pack of defenders on the right side for a pickup of about 3 yards. Going to put that clock in motion under 4 minutes. Right now, Marysville needs to get some momentum in their favor.
Gabe Johnson, linebacker, made that tackle for about, a pretty good pickup, 4 yards, it looks like. So Marysville needs to maybe just give them a little dose of that for a few downs and run off tackle between tackle and guard and see what they can do.
You're right. The spot was very favorable for the red and black. Lone wide to the near side. Now motion coming right to left. And a pitch going to Nate Shoddy. He's got room on the near side. Should have the first down and some still in Bulldog territory, but runs it out to the 47-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice sweep to the left side of the line and got a good block out here by the wide receiver. Sealed the corner, and up he went for a first down.
First carry we've seen for Nate Shoddy, 5'11", 170, and a junior for NHS. Approaching midfield here as time continues to elapse. So we're at 3:15. Still plenty of time to move half the field. Wide far side. Late handoff isn't going to be much, if anything.
Yeah, we talked about that mesh between the fullback and the quarterback, Bruce. It looked like Stradle wanted to pull that ball out and get on the corner, and I think if he had, they would have had some yardage to run with. But you don't want your fullback running in there without being sure that he has the ball also. So they just need to kind of get their mesh and their handoff together, whether he wants to pull it or give it.
Well, and no one knew who the quarterback would be after Waters faced the situation he won't play this year. At the Jamboree 2 weeks back, Tony Trimble said, I'm not sure where it's going to wind up. Tradle's been the starter here tonight, going this time to Nate Shoddy on the right side. He's in Red Hawk territory, crossing the 40, 30, far sideline inside the 20. Nate Shoddy is brought down after a big pickup. Nobody.
Can't tell who made that tackle, Bruce. I think it was the left cornerback. But, yeah, they turned and pitched that ball, and off he went down on the outside. They sealed the corner. Marysville's hurrying to the line.
33 yards if you're keeping score at home. Here's Schradel on the quick snap. And they're in trouble on this one.
Yeah. Morton got in the backfield there. Looks to me like if Schradel just pulls that ball back and bootlegs it out here to the left side, to the wide side, he could run. He'd still be running.
Clock rolls under 2. Time gets to be a factor now.
Yes, it does.
2nd and 13. MHS a chance to answer back with their first score in the ball game. But they've got 20-plus yards to make that happen. Quarterback keeper on the near side, Grady Schradel comes the inside. Spot's going to be at the 20. Won't be but a couple yards on the pickup, and I think they're going to take time out.
Got the loss back +2, so that's always a positive. What we got? Flag on the play?
Oh, you're right. I thought it was a timeout call. Clock stopped at a minute 40, and it is a holding call. Marysville's second penalty here tonight. Ouch. We talked about penalties. We talked about missed assignments. We talked about turnovers from last week's loss. What do we got? 2 penalties tonight? We sure didn't need the second one here.
2 penalties and a big fumble. You have to be assignment sound and play this game. So Marysville needs to just regroup right here, get some positive yards, try to get half of it maybe.
Ball is back to the 30-yard line where it's 2nd and 21. Outside Shoddy's run moments ago haven't been big gainers for Marysville tonight. Single wide to the far side, and that's where Shoddy's heading. Schradel also heading to the far side. Still moving inside the 20. He's out of bounds on the far sideline. I'm kind of losing track. We'll call it the 16-yard line. 16. So Grady Schradel took a ball over there on the far side. Just kept chugging and chugging.
Yeah, he just pulled that ball out. The fullback didn't look like he wanted to give it up, but he pulled it out, went out on the corner, faked a pitch, and right up the sidelines. Good run.
Yeah, got out of bounds, and that stopped the clock at a minute 24. That's a big key, too. 3rd and 8. Bulldogs down at the Red Hawk 16-yard line as deep as Marysville's been tonight. on this there, I believe, third possession.
I really think a naked boot out here would be a good play for the Bulldogs. We'll see what they got going.
Red Hawk fans are stomping their feet on these aluminum bleachers. We can feel the rumble. Up the middle, and the defensive interior stood tall. No gain.
That was a busted play all the way. Wingbacks coming around. They ran into each other.
Minute 15 remains, and we do have timeout. Marysville takes the timeout, trailing Hiawatha 14-0.
Take the burden from your family and assure that your final wishes are as you plan. Explore options, understand cost, minimize stress, and debunk myths with advanced funeral planning at either of the 2 free seminars in Marysville. Upcoming Thursday, September 18th, presented by Kinsley Mortuary and U.S. Alliance, will offer ideas for pre-planning and answering your questions. It's helpful information you can use in creating your final wishes. Planning ahead can bring peace of mind for you and your loved ones. RSVP appreciated but not required. This funeral and pre-arrangement seminar will be offered at the Lee Dam Arts Center in Marysville on Thursday, September 18th at 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. For information, contact Kinsley Mortuary in Marysville.
Yeah. And the Marysville Bulldogs take timeout with a minute 15 remaining, trailing Hiawatha 14-0. But Marysville is 15 yards away from the end zone, as you just mentioned on the break. Grady Tradle on a nice little run there by the sophomore.
He's been doing a great job getting on the corner and running that ball up the sideline. So it's like 4th and 6.
All right, and again, the fans are into it. Red Hawks with a 2-score lead. Here comes Shotty up the far side. Tradle drops back short and pass. It's complete inside the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown pass, 15 yards. Brady Schradle finds. Let's get the reception.
I did not get who got that. I think an 18.
Hey, Shotty, okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought, but I didn't want to say it for sure. Wow.
Play action to the left. Schradle faked the dive and then ran another little corner route there to Shotty, and he just put his head down at the 5 and got in the end zone.
With all of a minute 8 left here in the first half. And Marysville will try a 2-point conversion. Eapley is the lone back. Timeout yet again, and we'll keep it here. Reminding you, Bulldog football, a service of our T&DY Sports Booster Club members. Mike, you want to check in on K-State? Or do they start yet?
They start at 8.
8 o'clock. Okay, we're ahead of that. We'll keep an eye on that for you. I know some Wildcat fans, we don't have the game tonight. What Bill Snyder used to say, Friday nights belong to my high school kids, and I just love that.
I
agree. Carried enough weight, but they did not do Friday night kickoffs, which are now becoming a routine with even some Thursday night affairs. And, yeah, it's all about the money for sure.
That's for sure, but I agree with him. NFL's on Thursday, high school needs to be on Friday, and then let's play college football on Saturday.
That was Snyder's philosophy. He said, I want to see those kids perform. I want them to have the spotlight, the Friday night lights, and times they do change. So Wildcat football is an affiliate, not a broadcast game tonight. And Kansas has the day off tomorrow. It's a bye week. So I guess it's just high school action tonight. Max Blasky's down at Randolph with Blue Valley and Lynn on the TVL side.
I don't know if you have the Chiefs, but they have a big game this week against the Eagles. So
we juggle all we can with both Kansas colleges and then a host of high school teams out of the TVL plus Marysville. Yeah, there are a few Chiefs fans out there yet, right?
Yeah.
All right, Marysville's going for a 2-point conversion on their first score with 1:08 to play in the half. Tradle with a long count, and he's going to carry to the far side. Finds a short seam. Grady Tradle's in the end zone for the Deuce. And Marysville's down 14-8, but on the scoreboard.
Schradle just took the snap, went right, faked a dive, just kind of felt his way along there till he saw a hole and he dove in there. They hit him at about the 1-yard line, but he got in the end zone for a good run. That was a big, big drive for the Bulldogs. That was big, big for the first half.
So all the scores tonight for two teams that mostly run a ground game have been passing touchdowns.
That's true.
16 and 18 yards for Carson Henry on the other side put Hiawatha up by a pair of scores, and Grady Schradle gets his first passing touchdown as a quarterback at MHS. How about that?
Yeah, they've been some really good passes by both quarterbacks too. So I guess they can pass when they need to.
Now, you want to watch out for Mr. Morton. He had a kick return on the opening kick last week as they faced Royal Valley.
Yeah, I would say the instruction would be don't kick it to 20, but we'll see how things go here.
Sun has set. Bit of a cloud cover overhead. Couldn't be a nicer evening. We've dropped back into the middle 80s. I thought it'd be more humid than this. There was a nice breeze out of the south.
Yeah.
Really quite comfortable by September standards.
Absolutely. I like that breeze coming through this press box.
And a wind that hasn't really been a factor tonight. Here's Nate Shoddy kicking to the near side. It's off the Hiawatha 30 and rolling out of bounds. What things of this first half?
They'll get that at the 35. Went out of bounds about the 30, so it really didn't cost them a bunch. But, we've seen the last couple of weeks some pretty good kickers on these teams that Marysville's been playing, so that's very important in football these days. So you need to get a soccer program started in Marysville, Bruce, so we can get some soccer kickers out there to kick that ball.
Well, I put my daughter through the soccer program. She was pretty good at pulling grass. and it was fun to watch those kids. They just kind of bounce off each other. There was a coach that had some experience, and she had her players all engineered, and Christopher Bartles, Jeff and Gina's boy, he just run, and the others were pulling grass.
Yeah.
And strategy didn't mean anything.
Follow the ball.
Come the Red Hawks, near side, Ethan Morton across the 40-45, almost to the 50-yard line. He's got a big first down and stops the clock at 1:01. So they've got time to move it half the field.
Sweep right with that. They just turned and pitched the ball to Morton. He got down here to about the 49 and tackled. Referee decided that he was out of bounds, so the clock stops.
Chewing up yards like that, 14, 15 yards at a chunk, yeah, they could add a score. This one's up the middle, fighting his way through the 35, 40, down to the 30-yard line. That was an explosive start for Hiawatha's Gus Smith, 6'2", 195, and he meant business.
We may have a big penalty on the back of that. It might be a horse collar penalty.
Well, they had to track him down for a big guy. He's got good speed, and so insult to injury, back-to-back big pickups for Hiawatha, and now add a third Marysville penalty tonight. And this one, ouch, is going to put Hiawatha deep in Marysville territory with 51 seconds left.
51 seconds, and they have a kicker, I believe, that made a 27-yarder last week when they played. So they have a kicker that can kick the ball.
Yeah, I assume that'd be Leighton Moore. He's a sophomore, 2 for 2 on the PATs here tonight.
Yep.
They're sorting out the penalty, which is going to put the ball down at the Marysville 14-yard line. Ouch.
Hiawatha's got one timeout left. Marysville just needs to stand here and get the ball stopped in the middle of the field somewhere.
In the red zone with 51 seconds left, Hagan and wide to the near side. Jensen's been the receiver on both touchdown catches so far tonight. Morton's the lone back. Gentry's in motion. Morton gets the carry. They caught him, slowed him down, crossing the line of scrimmage. Tripped up front by Marysville's Brandon Abel.
About the 11-yard line.
Yeah, gets it down to the 11, so a 3-yard pickup. Puts the clock in motion. We're at 25 and counting on 2nd and 7. Wide to the far side. That is Hageman. And this play is blown dead.
Legal procedure.
Well, it's a fourth penalty here tonight on Hiawatha. Rather inopportune time for them. They'll put 17 on the clock, and we're out at the 16-yard line.
We need that NFL rule where they run 10 seconds off the clock right here, but I don't think we're going to get that.
What do you suppose in high school? You got a snap or two in 17 seconds? We're going to take timeout.
I don't know, Bruce. I think they'll probably, in my opinion, they'll probably run an out route here, maybe try to throw a pass out there, get down there. I think Mortensen kicked,
27, did you say earlier?
27-yard field goal, so this would be a 33.
So you're saying if they gain 5 or 10 yards, they may be within range?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I can't swear to it, but that's what he did last week. So my guess is they'll either go for the end zone or run it out and try to get a field goal, but I have a feeling they're looking for a touchdown instead of a field goal here.
2nd and 11 for the home team. Hiawatha looking for their 3rd score here tonight as the Red Hawk marching band accumulates on the far side of the field. They'll entertain at halftime here tonight.
And they are out of timeouts.
Our halftime entertainment, I believe, is cross-country this week. Seems like maybe that's our topic. All right, on 2nd and 11, Carson Henry takes the snap, back pedals, looking, rolls out the other way. Found an opening. Here's Henry inside the 10, 5, touchdown Red Hawk. Carson Henry couldn't find a receiver. He found a short seam and took advantage. Nothing to bring it back. 16-yard touchdown carry for Carson Henry.
Well, if you're Hiawatha, that's the way you want to do it. Carson Henry just made a great run, and he got down to 5, and a couple Bulldog tacklers grabbed him, but he drug him down there and then just reached out with the ball and got over the goal line.
And they're doing it right at the end of the half. Just 6 seconds remain. Leighton Moore 2 for 2 on PATs tonight. We'll look at the uprights. Moore straight through on the east uprights as Hiawatha extends the lead 21-8 versus Marysville. Bulldog football tonight, a service of our KNDY Sports Booster Club members. Marysville fell to Omaha Central 48-0 last week. Hiawatha lost to Royal Valley 36-18.
You know, we had a perfect scenario going there, Bruce. Marysville drove the ball down there, overcome some obstacles, and got in the end zone, and then the defense just kind of let down here and let them get down the field. So negated the good we had, but we do know that we can score. So
credit where credit's due. This Hiawatha team is building a lot of confidence as this first half progresses.
They've been running the ball well right in that A and B gap, and they've got a good offensive scheme going right now. They're getting guys out on the corner when they need to, making good passes when they need to. See what Marysville can do here on this kickoff. I'm sure it'll be a squib kick.
Yeah, it is. Just across midfield, down on the ball for MHS is Sam Schmitz at the Marysville 48-yard line, leaving 5 seconds in the half.
Yeah, I don't know if it was me. I might take a shot at the end zone just because, but we'll see what Coach Trimble has in mind here.
Tony Trimble, fourth-year coach at Marysville, longtime coach at Valley Heights, went down to Hutchinson before coming back home. Son Cody Trimble coaches at Valley Heights for the Mustangs. At the 48-yard line, Bulldog first down with just 5 seconds left. 3 wides, 2 on the far side. It'll be a shotgun snap to Grady Schradel. Rolling out to the far side. Launching a long spiral pass. Well thrown to the far sideline. It's complete down to the 10-yard line. It is. Look at that pass from the sophomore Grady Schradel.
Right on the money. Good catch. We just didn't have the ticks on the clock that they needed to extend this drive, so we're going to go into halftime down 21-8.
Yep, you just had a single snap, and time has elapsed at the half. Hiawatha leads Marysville 21-8.
The Corner Bistro and Diner, formerly the Empty Cup in Marysville, has you covered. They've got all your favorites: delicious breakfast, mouth-watering sandwiches, sizzling barbecue, fresh-made pizza, and hearty entrees. Plus, don't forget their specialty coffee bar, the sweet treats, and pastries to start your day right. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9, and Sunday and Monday, 7 a.m. to 3. Come down to the Corner Bistro and Diner, where great food and good company meet. Follow them on Facebook for updates.
Sometimes the simplest ways just work the best. When you need automotive repair or service, call Darren Svoboda with Darren's Auto Repair. You'll get an experienced mechanic that you can trust to do the job right the first time. When you call, you'll talk with a mechanic, not an appointment advisor. He'll work to get your job in and out and get you back on the road. Always putting the customer first. Darren works to let you choose how much or how little repair work you actually need. Ask around. His reputation speaks for itself. Darren Svoboda with Darren's Auto Repair. A little out of the way in the alley at 604 Oak Street in Marysville, but sure worth finding. Call Darren at 562-7745.
Bruce Dierking, Mike Russell back as the Hiawatha Red Hawk Marching Band takes center field under the Friday night lights for week 2 of the regular season as Marysville and Hiawatha come in winless after starts in their season openers. Hiawatha with a 21-8 halftime lead.
Well, we came down here, got the ball late in that second quarter and made a good drive. The Bulldogs did, drove down there and fired it in there with a pass. But Hiawatha, once they got the ball, they had 3-4 big plays, got down there on the sideline, got the clock stopped by getting out of bounds, and we're back to where we were prior. We're down 21-8, but they did some good things, Bruce. They put together a drive. They threw some good passes, so there's some positives in that. Marysville just got to go back in, regroup, come up with a game plan for the second half.
Very much in the ball game, 2-score lead for Hiawatha. They, though, have gained a lot of confidence as this game has worn on. The series before, where they scored, Hiawatha took off like 8 minutes or so on the clock. I didn't jot it down, but they really engineered a long, lengthy drive.
Yeah, they were doing that triple option thing where you get 3-4 yards at a time, load back up and go again, make your defense come up, suck in on that dive, and then get on the corner and pitch the ball. So Marysville's just going to have to figure that out. It's not complicated. They just got to make tackles at the line. Somebody's got to be tackling that fullback every time he comes through, so the linebacker can get out there and either force the quarterback to pitch the ball or turn him in upfield and make a tackle.
Red Hawks 3 scores in the first half. 2 were touchdown passes for senior Carson Henry. 16-yard strike to Michael Jensen with 5:37 to play in the first. Then an 18-yard pass again to Jensen with 4:13 to play in the half. Final score was Carson Henry on a quarterback keeper, a 16-yard run. Sophomore Moore 3 of 3 on PATs. Marysville's lone score was a 16-yard touchdown strike from Grady Schradel to Nate Shoddy. Schradel carried for the 2-point conversion. 21-8, Hiawatha leading Marysville at the half.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeastern Nebraska. Lows level off around 70 tonight under clear skies. High temperatures reach up to 92 tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. Mainly cloudy skies expected tomorrow night. Lows level off around 70. Chance for storms Sunday, daytime highs approaching 86. 87, sunshine mixed with clouds at times Monday. I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Currently, it's 84 degrees.
And I hope we are back. We had a great first half. We didn't have a flaw one. We got to halftime, and the Gremlins jumped back in. Engineering some questions back at the studio, but Katie Joe's got us covered. Bruce Dierking and Mike Russell at the half as Marysville trails Hiawatha 21-8. Hiawatha engineering 3 scores in that first half, 1 after a Marysville turnover. Untimely turnovers for Marysville so far this season. Had a handful last week with Nemaha Central. 1 here tonight cost them. And Hiawatha with a 2-score lead, one of those at least, on that fumble recovery as that drive commenced. And they punched it in. 21-8 is our score, and we're going to try to regroup, and we'll just kind of keep it here, I guess, near term. We don't have the control we normally like, but we'll make it happen. Mike, what do you know? It's crazy. And you're not cursed. It happens. First of every season, it happens.
Well, it seems like it, but it's just good to be here tonight, Bruce. I tell you what, Marysville has to come out and establish the line of scrimmage. You know, the whole first half, Hiawatha came down and they ran that off-tackle play, off-tackle, pull the ball, get to the outside. Marysville runs the same type of offense that Hiawatha does. They need to work on the same principles. Drive the ball up the middle, pull it, and get on the corners. So we had some good positive things happen at the end of the second quarter, and then we had a little letdown on defense like we talked about before we went to halftime. So we'll just see how these Bulldogs come out of the locker room at halftime, whether they're young kids, whether they've got them back up and ready to play or not. But this first drive is going to be very important, whether the Dogs are on offense or defense. They've got to make some things happen on both ends of the field.
All right, I've got some halftime scores meanwhile. Abilene leading Chapman at the half, 13-0. Beloit leading Concordia 20-13 at the half. Here's a close one. Rock Creek 3, Wamego nothing at the half. Marysville opens North Central Kansas League play at Wamego a week from tonight. Southeast of Saline, top ranked in their division, leading Clay Center 16-0 at the half. And again here, it's Hiawatha 21, Marysville 8. Kansas State with a Friday night kickoff. We don't have the broadcast tonight. Well, maybe we will go back to K-State football. I think, Katie, if you're back in the studios, we'll join the K-State network after our broadcast. They had an 8 o'clock start tonight, so we'll likely join that in progress on the network direct after our ball game, which should probably be a late night. Kansas Jayhawks have a bye week, so we don't have any other activity this weekend. Opposite our broadcast, Max Blasky's at Randolph tonight. Blue Valley and Lynn, I don't have an update on that. We'll try to check that, as well as the Twin Valley League scores tonight. We'll report those on the Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show. Game nights twice each hour in the service of Patrick Duty in Marysville, Bryce Leonard, and Nate Welch in Washington County. And speaking of Washington County, busy weekend with the Washington Ball Fest underway. A lot of things going on next weekend that you folks want to be aware of. It's going to be a busy weekend this weekend, too, it seems, with a lot of local stuff going on. Of course, we're carrying your games on air online on our mobile app from KNDY. Without the help of technology, every once in a while, again, we got bumped there at halftime tonight. We'll commence with that coach's interview that we had planned at halftime a little bit later on our Sports This Week. By the way, speaking of the coach, Tony Tremble's our guest on Coach's Corner, airing Friday nights at about 5:30 on KNDY, and then also on pregame coverage ahead of our live broadcast. So we are set for the second half. We're going to make it work the old-fashioned way. Hiawatha 21, Marysville 8, as the Redhawks will kick off defending the west goal. Leighton Moore will kick to the Marysville Bulldogs defending the east goal.
This is the way you did it with Jackson's Jokers, Bruce, back in the day?
Oh, you name it, I've lived through it. Just unfortunate things do happen. I think it was a tactical error. Our broadcast tool switcher seemed to have blinked out on us here tonight. Kick bouncing, rolling to the near side at the 20-yard line, and the return for Marysville out across the 30-35 to the near sideline.
Wetter, good return by Wetter. He just kind of felt his way up the left side of the line there, juked a few guys, and got it's like about 15 or 20 yards, return.
Yeah, just shy of 20. He'll be at the Marysville 39, where it's first down Bulldogs moving right to left. Well, avoid the penalties, avoid the turnovers. You need to start a new ball game here, down 2 scores, but need to make it your ball game and your momentum as we open the second half.
Marysville may be sprinting out a little bit more and trying to throw that ball this half. We'll see.
Working off the near side hash mark, Grady Schradle, sophomore, has had the start here tonight. His first start of the season. He played second half with the second half start. Grant Hafley, no room to move up the middle.
Yeah, we had diving quarterback covered on that.
It looks like the pitch is out there. They're just going to have to pull that ball and get out on the corner with that ball.
Gain of a short yard, 2nd and 9. Both teams winless in their start. Marysville fell 48-0, hosting Nemaha Central. Hiawatha fell 36-18 to Royal Valley.
I think we're seeing some of the effects of that big defensive line of Hiawatha here. Marysville's probably outweighed by 40 pounds there at each position.
Twin wides are split. That was a loose ball that is loose again and up for grabs on the far side. Grady Schradle didn't know what to do after the snap got away. He picked it up on a bounce and then just launched it like a hot potato.
Yeah, made a rookie mistake there, and just kind of, when you don't know, when things are going bad, you need to just eat that ball and get down on the ground. He tried to make a play, which you can't blame him, but that rarely seems to work out.
Yeah, definitely didn't work that time. He had a man over there, but he was 2 or 3 steps away, and a second Marysville turnover, this to open the second half. is not the kind of momentum I was trying to talk about.
That's for sure, Bruce. That's just a young new quarterback trying to make things happen, and he'll learn from that. And I don't look for that to happen again.
Out to the defense to make an early stand. Here come the Red Hawks, who gained a lot of confidence in that first half. Ethan Morton, he's been their lead fullback here tonight. He's going to pick up 5 on the first down carry.
Yeah, they're going to give us a steady diet of Morton probably all this quarter, I would guess. Just push the ball down towards the end zone.
In the backfield, 165-pound senior Carson Henry at quarterback. Ethan Morton's a 180 senior. The halfbacks are Brenner Lowe and Sean Gentry. They're both pretty good-sized kids, 195 and 165. 2nd and 5. Henry with a handoff, Morton up the middle, won't be enough for the first down at all.
A good stop there by the interior line.
Hacked it up the middle that time, got about half of what he needed. There is a flag out there in the middle.
Holding on Hiawatha.
Third time they've been flagged for that tonight. It's their first in the second half, 5th overall here tonight. And again, apologies, we lost you there at halftime. Thanks for your patience. We'll get that ironed out by next week. I think I know where the issue is at, but I can't fix it 60 mile down the road. So glad Katie stuck around tonight. And we'll get back on the air at least and get the game in tonight.
Well, this looks familiar here. Hiawatha getting a holding penalty and backing themselves up a little bit. We'll see if Marysville can capitalize on it.
2nd and long, wide to the near side. Henry, late pitch. Last instant finds Gentry. He's across the line of scrimmage, pick up about 4 yards, but not nearly enough.
Like Gordy Cap ran him down from the back there. They pulled that ball and tried to get on the edge, but ran him down from the backside.
And it's at the 33-yard line of MHS. 9:45 to play here in the third. No scores yet. Second half. Marysville trails 21-8 as the Red Hawks are moving left to right from the near side hash marks. Hageman's wide to the far side. Lone setback. Hand off to that setback of Smith. He'll get a short seam. He's got 5 yards, maybe 6.
Looks like 4th and 6 now. Well, they didn't give him a very good spot there, did they?
No, he only got that 5 or 6 yards, so it's 4th and 9. Now, they took a couple of 4th down gambles in the first half, 4th and 4, and a 4th and longer, I don't recall.
Yeah, well, they baited us in one time and then just gave it to Morton right up the middle for about 10 and a first down. We'll see what we do here.
That's exactly what they want to repeat, and it's Morton going in motion as play is called dead. Penalty against the Red Hawks. That's number 6 tonight.
Procedure. Punt this ball. Here comes the punt team.
Their second penalty here in the half. Marysville's had half the number of penalties, but turnovers twice on the night they fumbled the ball away.
I believe this is their first punt tonight, Bruce.
It is. Early second half.
I don't understand what their best gain if they kick in the end zone is 11 yards, but
Red Hawks lining in punt formation on 4th and 14. It's a high snap and a kick from the Marysville 45 to the near sideline by Leighton Moore. He's their kicker and their punter, a youngster and a sophomore.
Yeah,
they're going to mark it at the 27, I believe.
Yeah, it might have made the line of scrimmage, but Marysville's got decent field position right now, coming out from the 30.
Taking their second possession here, fumbled away earlier.
At the ball in the 27, my mistake. Here they come.
Brady Schradel has to overcome the oops on the turnover. Check into the near side line. Wide on the far side. Staggered set. Wetter goes in motion, takes the pitch late. He'll come across the line of scrimmage, tripped up, tumbles ahead toward the 29-yard line. Net pickup of maybe 2.
Yeah, the Red Men are doing a good job covering this play. You can tell that they go against that in practice every day. They've got every option of that covered up.
He went way out there in the back and on the far side. And like I say, the gain wasn't a lot to brag about, but it was a gain.
Yeah, 2 yards. He had to pitch that really quick. I still think Marysville could run a bootleg out here to the wide side and make some good yardage.
Twin wides are split. Schradel under center on 2nd and 8. Handoff up the middle. Going to be another short 2-3 yard pickup.
Good hard run.
Yeah, stood up against the defenders, had a pack of those defenders out there. Comes to the 32-yard line for Grant Hafley. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
Clock continues to move. We're under 7 minutes. Still 21-8. That's where we went to halftime. 3rd down. Bulldogs throwing 32. Schradel on a pitch to his tailback. Hafley bounced off 1-2 defenders. Meets a third one.
Yeah.
He'll take him past the 40-yard line. That's a first down on the extra effort by Grant Hafley. Call him 8-9 yards on the carry.
That was all Hafley. He got hit in the backfield and spun and juked and got the first down. That was just good hard work by Hafley.
At the MHS 41-yard line.
First down. Like to see him keep pounding that ball right there off the edge, Bruce, and take three or four at a time.
Schradel checks are wide to the far side. Hafley up the middle. Interior defensive line caught him that time. It's going to be just a short loss.
Tackled by number 50, Gabe Johnson. Hafley stumbled before he got that ball. He didn't really have his feet under him when he got to the line of scrimmage. Just like a 1 yard loss.
Johnson's a 235-pounder. We've talked about the size.
Yes, they are hanging in there.
2nd and 11. Schradel, the sophomore, under center. Dropping back to pass, has time, going to the far side, overthrown past midfield into Red Hawk territory. And the right idea.
Yeah, they had a good look out there passing the ball to Hager, but that was really the first pass that Schradel's thrown that wasn't right on the money. He just threw it out, just let him a little bit too far.
And it felt like he had more time than he had previous any passing opportunity tonight.
Had some pressure back there, but they were blocking well, so he didn't really need to get rid of it quickly. But once again, you get a young quarterback back there, and he's just going to grow into that role.
What I wanted to mention was there was a good effort by the rest of the team to give him some room to decide. On 3rd and 11, Schradel dropping to pass again, scampers up the middle. He's across the 45, takes it to the 50. He needed to be at the opposite 49. I don't think he'll get the spot, but only short by a yard. He's right at midfield. The 50, he needed the 49.
Yeah, he dropped back to throw that ball, and then he turned it into a quarterback draw, got 10 yards, just not quite enough to get the first down, but it was a good run.
A first down is still doable. It's 4th and 1, but it would have been a lot easier if you just moved the chain.
Absolutely. And Marysville really didn't have a choice. They need to go for it here, and they are. So
yeah, down 2 scores, 4:45 to play in the 3rd. 4th and 1. Defensive line wants to make a statement right here. A hesitation by Schradel, trying to pull him off. Hands off. Hafley's got it. Big time run inside the 45. He's still standing. He's got 2 defenders on him. Grant Hafley to the 43-yard line of the Red Hawks.
He needed 1. He got 7. Nice run by Hafley.
Keeps the Bulldog drive alive.
Just handed him the ball at the left side. He put his head down, had a couple of tacklers on him. He carried him about 3 or 4 yards, and good game.
Time of possession starting to add up for MHS.
Down to 4:15 left in the quarter.
And now in Hiawatha territory, Schradel under center on the snap from the 44. Got a little punch on this near side, then some extra effort for a gain to the 38.
Hafley's working now. He's getting that ball and pulling people down the road.
I'm going to call it solid 6 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 4.
He'll be sore tomorrow, but it'll be worth it.
Hafley among a pretty good crop of seniors here from Marysville, playing with a lot of pride. Lone wide to the far side, lone setback. And that is a fake handoff. Keeper for Stradle inside the 30, 20, 10. You called it. Touchdown Bulldogs. Grady Stradle, 39-yard scamper to the end zone.
That's that offense, Bruce. Suck them in on the dive, pull it out and get on the edge. He faked a pitch to his running back and just turned upfield and outrun everybody to the end zone. That was a great play for Marysville.
There was a tackler just at the end, but Grady was in the end zone by that time and makes it a 21-14 affair. The offset, Hiawatha 3 of 3 on PATs, while Marysville had a conversion on their first score, only score. And they'll attempt a conversion here with a wide far side and a lone setback. Stradle on the late pitch, going to Grant Hafley, far side. Hafley in the end zone for the deuce. And Marysville narrows the lead, 21-16, with 3:21 to play in the third.
Yeah, Grady just took that ball, kind of shuffled down the line, made him collapse on him, pitched it out to Hafley, and he just jogged into the end zone. It was another good play. That was a great drive by Marysville, put it all together. I tell you what, you got to give that credit to that offensive line. They banged and made that dive work, and then that sucked those linebackers. They took a step forward, and then they couldn't flow down the line and get to the quarterback.
Kind of leg cramps out there tonight. I said with temperatures in the 90s ahead of kickoff here tonight, we'd have somebody with leg cramps, and it's a Hiawatha Red Hawk down near the goal line. As Marysville trims the lead, it's 21-16 Red Hawks with 3:21 to play in the third. And our KNDY Sports Booster Club members include Blue Valley Technologies, broadband choices for your business or your home. They have some back-to-school savings plans available. Contact Blue Valley Technologies. One Marysville, promoting all that is Marysville, reminding you next weekend is the US 36 Treasure Hunt. And One Marysville is teaming with Marysville Sport and Recreation for a special vendors market, farmers market. Vendors are still welcome. Contact Wayne Cruzy with One Marysville. They're bringing Josh Hoyer with the voice in on Saturday morning for the farmers market next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. Sunflower Community Credit Union, serving their members. Sunflower Community Credit Union salutes the Bulldogs. And Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, over a century of insurance saving. Contact your local agent with Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance. As we keep it live and on site from Hiawatha, Warren Katie, we're going to try to join K-State in progress on the Wildcat Network immediately after our broadcast, just in case we don't have all the equipment back to tide us up at halftime here tonight. We had a tremendous first half, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a good ball game. I'll tell you what.
No, I'm at our broadcast. I'm just patting us on the back, buddy. All right, the kick to the 20-yard line, taken by the Red Hawks across the 25-30 to the near side, approaching the 35-yard line. Yeah, credit where credit's due. This is Mike's second night out, my third or fourth, I guess, somewhere along the way. Yeah, Red Hawk football, 1st and 10 at their own 35. They lead 21-16 with 3:15 to play in the third.
Well, not that I'm following it, but K-State is up 3-0 right now, so if you were wondering out there.
Well, that's your job tonight, keep track of the Cats. Mike was a Wildcat back in 84, 85?
82 to 84.
Okay,
yeah.
Time gets away from it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the Bulldogs can hang tough here and stop this running game of Hiawatha.
There's Carson Henry going to his fullback. That ball squirts loose, but it was blown dead for really a very short gain on the spot.
Yeah, they really stacked the line up there between the guard and tackle and stopped that ball right at the line of scrimmage. Like they might have lost a yard on that.
Well, they're going to gain one. It didn't look like it, but the spot was what counted, and that was that forward progress.
There you go.
2nd and 9.
Marysville needs a couple more plays like that, and they might have something going here.
Defense trying to make a statement. Marysville with a score could take their first lead in the ball game. Got to get that ball back.
Yeah.
Going up the middle. Here's Morton. He's across the 40, 50, and it's trouble. 40, 30, 20, 10. Left hand up in the air. He was kind of showing off there as he hit the end zone.
Yeah.
Well, rightfully so by Ethan Morton. He can celebrate, but don't show it. Don't show it.
Just handed him the ball right there off the guard and tackle again, and he went right up the middle, and I don't know that he got touched going through the line.
Ethan Morton, first score here tonight, fourth score for the Red Hawks. They extend the lead 27-16.
I want the up back to get it. So
Bulldogs are making plays, and then we just turn around and let Hiawatha get right back in there.
Been a night of the tough breaks, to say the least. Leighton Moore is 3 of 3 on PATs. He'll attempt through the east uprights. Hageman with a hold, and Moore puts the extra point on the board for a Hiawatha lead, 28-16, with 2:20 left here in the third quarter.
I tell you what, those good kickers make a coach's job a lot easier when you get down there at the goal line. They just line up, put it through the upright, take your point, and go.
And Moore's a sophomore, so doubly impressive. And our broadcast coverage presented in part by Inline Construction. They've got the Help Wanted sign out. If you have construction experience or want to learn, call Inline Construction. They are busy with jobs right now, and they can use some help at Inline Construction. Crown Over Automotive, they're having a big celebration next weekend. We'll be telling you more next week on an anniversary celebration at Crown Over Automotive, sales and service in Marysville. Patrick Booty is your Farm Bureau Insurance and Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Marshall County. He and Bryce Leonard and Nate Welch sponsor our Friday night Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show. Patrick Booty, your agent for Farm Bureau Financial Services. And United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life, serving you at many locations in Northeast Kansas. United Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Ethan Morton, 50-plus on his first touchdown carry of the night. 4 scores for the Red Hawks. And the kickoff drifting out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Winter watches it dribble out of bounds.
He'll get that to 35, Bruce. Last week Morton had 103 yards. He surely has at least that this time. What'd you say the last one was 50 yards? So
yeah, it was 50-plus. I jotted down 53. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he's having a good night running the ball.
You know, I didn't expect him to go half the field plus.
Exactly.
And the next thing we do, he was waving that left hand in the air, the victory march, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right, first down for the Bulldogs. Down 12, but still very much in this ball game with a lot of time left. 2:20 in the third. Wetter goes in motion. Tradle drops back. Pass to the far side is complete.
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, he did.
Just barely hit the ground.
Pretty good throw by Tradle. He went to the target. Would have been first down had it stood.
Tried to get the ball to Hager out there, and just a little low, but I'll tell you what, he was open. So that's something to build on there. We had a player open out there. Just got to get the ball to him. Marysville's going to have to probably start throwing the ball a little more.
Well, I think you saw that indication right there. Single wide to the far side on 2nd and 10. Up the middle, not going to fool anyone there. Back to the line of scrimmage is where it's wrapped up. Grant Hafley, nowhere to go.
Yeah, he puts his head down, gets up in there hard. They just they dominated the line of scrimmage on that particular play, and had him at the line of scrimmage before he could get any momentum up.
Caught a half yard on the spot. It'll be 3rd and a long 9. Play coming in the far sideline.
Bo Bossman brought that play in.
Bo got the first half start at quarterback last week, a junior. Has played some various roles for MHS thus far tonight. Pitch in the backfield, finding Hafley. He'll hit far to the sideline, and he's out of bounds. Not going to be much of any gain.
Yeah, Hiawatha did a good job stringing that play out to the sideline. Just used the boundary as another player and got him cornered down there and got him down.
Leaves a minute can, and we're counting in this third quarter as Marysville will punt away on a 4th and 9 situation.
Well, looks like we're going to go for it.
Wouldn't have been what I would have expected, but we shall see. Not in a big hurry. Clock continues to roll. Back on the road again next week. We're at Wamego, 3 back-to-back ahead of homecoming as Marysville brings Abilene in October 3rd. typical Tony Trimble style. He kind of shows that they're going to go for it, then he'll call the timeout and send the punt team out. Free CPA offers accounting, payroll services, tax preparation for your farm or business or personal account. Call on Marcus Freeze in Marysville. Alliance Insurance is now World Insurance. Call on the girls at World Insurance for all of your coverage needs. Reflections Hallmark has Christmas in mind. Yes, it's only September, but soon we'll have their Hallmark opening, and they offer gifts for all occasions at Reflections Hallmark in Marysville. First Commerce Bank in Marysville for all of your financial services. All right, sounds like things are happening back at home. Just to acknowledge, Katie, thank you, texting in and said we've reset things. I don't know how the magic works, but another Johnson County boy. You know, we got Derek back in Kansas City. You came out of Kansas City. I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle. Made my first road trip tonight, and then Katie back at home trying to keep it cool, right? For the moment, I'm going to keep it here, so I think we'll just keep it here for the moment and let you kind of engineer things to the end of the ball game, given that we're going into third quarter. I think we'll just do what we're doing and make sure we stay on air with the Bulldog faithful back at home. Thanks, though, for the heads up. I know Stacy checked in, too, and got all the support crew at work tonight. All right, show to 4th and 9. Now we're going to go in punt formation. 28-16 is our score. It's 45 seconds left in this third. Good snap. Punt is up in the 25, high in the lights. Down almost to the opposite 25. And a nice stop down there on Michael Chinson, return man. He didn't get anything on the return.
Yeah, that was a good kick by Wetter. A nice spiral on it. Looked like, I'm thinking it might have been Ty Mosier that made that tackle down there right on as soon as he caught the ball.
Yeah, good point. The snap was good. The punt was good. The tackle was good. A lot of things for Marysville that are going right on a night where the score doesn't always indicate things like that. First down for the Red Hawks. 40 seconds left in the third. They lead by a dozen here. Each team scored once here in the second half. Henry on a pitch. Morton, stutter step move on the near side, slips on the turf. He'll be down for a short loss.
Grady Cap out there stringing that play out and making Morton slip out there on the outside.
I don't know if he tried to turn or turn back, but
good pursuit. Good pursuit by the whole Bulldog team, and they just strung that out and just didn't give him anywhere to run.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 as that clock ticks down. I don't know if they'll take the snap. We're under 10, and they're still in huddle with hands on their hips.
Looks like they're going to let it go.
Going to the end of 3 as Hiawatha leads Marysville 28-16. And our broadcast coverage presented by the Blue Valley Insurance Agency in Marysville, Hanover, Greenleaf, and Lynn. They represent multiple agencies for the best coverage at the best price. Call on the Blue Valley Insurance Agency. Temps Disposal, taking your trash away. Call on Temps Disposal. They serve southeast Nebraska and northeast Kansas with trash pickup services. Enan's Automotive is your locally owned Napa parts store in Marysville. Jesse Edwards and his family crew at Enan's Automotive say thanks for your support. John Bannister is your State Farm insurance agent. State Farm savings are yours for home, for life, for your automobile, or your commercial coverage. Call on State Farm Insurance and John Bannister in Marysville.
Yeah, Bruce, Marysville really has to stick it on this series here. They need to stop Hiawatha from getting down on their side of the field if they want to get in this game and win this game. But, you know, we talked about kickers and how nice they are, but Marysville has knocked the lead down going for 2 after these touchdowns. So 12-point game, that's doable this quarter. That's doable for the Bulldogs. They're just going to have to step up on defense and stiffen their neck in those plays going right up the middle. They need to stop Morton from those big runs coming right off the guard and tackle. So see what they can do.
It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Red Hawks. Now moving right to left off the far side hash mark. fighting for second effort, third effort, bringing defenders past the 35-40. It's open field running on the far side for the Red Hawks as they scamper downfield on a 85-yard touchdown run. Ouch. That one got away.
Can't tell if that was Gus Smith.
I wanted to go with Gus Smith. So
yeah, they go, man, you talk about a run. He got up in the middle, and I bet there were 4 or 5 tackles just bounced off of him. He just kept pumping his feet, moving his feet. And Marysville had a little problem with this last week, making tackles when they were in position. But they had the opportunity to stop him 3, 4, maybe 5 times, and he just kept bouncing and turning and got out on the outside and outran him.
Yeah, I had Gus Smith as I was watching him down there, but you don't want to get as many people as they've had him carrying tonight. Don't want to call it too preliminary. Here's more on a 5th PAT tonight.
Yeah.
Adding the extra for a 35-16 lead, Hiawatha.
Yeah, Marysville they having a little issue on defense, making tackles, and it's nothing new. Something we talked about last week. Interior line, offense and defense has to win the ball games, and it just seems to be that Hiawatha is getting that first option on that triple option, handing it to the fullback, and they get 2 steps in the defensive backfield before our linebackers can get to them to make a tackle. Going to have to set the tone here as Marysville comes out on offense this time. I look for him to throw the ball quite a bit, and we'll see what Grady can do. Grady Schradel can do here with this team as they're down 19 with 11:46 left in the game.
And again, we're going to be on the road next week. A 3rd game on the road for Marysville back-to-back. Kicking off that road trip here at Walnego next week, then Concordia. The head of the month of October. Homecoming is October 3rd or 4th, first Friday.
It's like Wetter and Schmelzy back deep for the Bulldogs. Our best returns so far tonight have been this guy kicking it out of bounds and getting it on the 35. So let's see what he does here.
Deep kick, bouncing inside the 20, then out of bounds.
Yeah.
Assistant coach next to us, not a little rattled, is he?
Yeah, I can understand his frustration. I'm surprised they don't just kick it to us and let us see what we can do.
It'll be first down from the Bulldog 35-yard line. Still with time to turn this thing around, but time's going to be the big factor. You have to be pretty efficient from here on out to engineer a couple scores and get back in this 35-16 affair.
Yeah, you definitely need to score on this drive here because once Hiawatha gets that ball back, you can be for sure they're just going to hand the ball off in the middle of the line and let that clock run.
Schradel and company. Wides are split. 2 of them. Grady rolls out. Pass to the far side's overthrown, incomplete. Looking at Grant Hafley at the midfield stripe.
Good idea there. They snuck Grant out in the flat there. He got about 10 yards deep in the defense, but the pass was a little high. They had a guy there ready to make a play on that ball if he got up in the air to catch it. But
well, that's that fine art when you're passing that ball. A little bit of a floater, but you don't want to throw it down on the ground either. You have to make it available. And it was just a situation where it hung higher longer than he might have liked.
Yeah, you got to make sure your receivers aren't laid out there in front of a defender, but and you got to make an attempt.
Or you had to be Mike Russell tall at 6'3", 6'4".
Well, depends on the day. I'm getting shorter every day, Bruce. There's a good
pitch to the near side, finding Hafley this time. He's got a little room to move before he's tackled at the 40-yard line.
That right there was how a triple option is supposed to work, Bruce. They fake the dive, quarterback gets out there, starts to get tackled, and he pitches the ball. It's perfect play. They end up getting 4 yards.
Yeah, I initially thought 5, then they kind of marked it at 3 and slowly bought back in a better spot. We'll meet in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
Gain of 4. It's 3rd and 6.
Need a big play here.
Just over 11 minutes left in the ball game. Bulldogs down 19 at the moment. Schradel going back to pass, this time underthrown, looking for Hafley just across the line of scrimmage.
A lot of pressure that time. They snuck a backer up in there and blitz. You could see him coming, but by the time Schradel got back there and got set up, he was right in his face. He just had to get rid of it. So,
and that's ultimately what it was. He couldn't get his arm full in the air where he needed to, and so it was underthrown as a result. Incomplete. Brings up 4th and 6. Well, had a nice punt from the Bulldogs moments ago.
Yeah. You don't want to get in the habit of saying nice punt in a game, though, do you?
No, that
see that punting too much. I'd like to see him get him out on the corner here, sprinting out maybe, and throw that ball.
They're showing that they're going to go on 4th and 6. Now, last time they took a timeout. This time, Schradel takes the snap. Under pressure. He still has room up the middle. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and across the 40, but 1 yard gain isn't what he needed. He needed 6.
Yeah, I thought for a minute he might break through there, but Hiawatha did a good job staying home, and they were just mirroring him and stepped up and made a tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. Who we have down out there?
Yeah, that's Grady Schradel out there, a little slow to get up. He's okay. His teammates are going to help him up, but he laid there for a while, didn't he? He's going to jog off the side of the field. I think might have been something that hurt that wasn't physical.
Right, yeah.
All right, Red Hawks take over on downs. That's first for tonight. And a couple of Marysville turnovers on fumbles, but this is the first turnover on downs, and they can work clock with 10:42 remaining.
Yeah, I look for. Well, I don't think Morton's in there now, is he? Yeah. 15.
Play coming up the middle for a first down.
Grayson Gilbert carried the ball there. That's what they needed to do there. Just move the ball.
Move the chains, not?
Well, it looks like it.
I'm sure he had a first down, but they haven't moved him
yet. I don't know why they haven't sent the chains down there. They've got to mark first down.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, for some reason.
Well, they're giving Marysville
was
possession.
there a fumble? I didn't see that.
No, and that's why the chains didn't move. It's first down going the other way, so Marysville possession. Your eyes as good as my eyes, huh? Wasn't expecting that at all. Here's Hafley on a fake. They're going to the far side.
Yeah.
Carry to the 35-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup.
He got outside there. I tell you what, Hiawatha's doing a good job covering our back that we're pitching to out there on the edge, but just put a little move on him. Turned up with about a 6-yard gain, so good play.
Hager got 6, so it's 2nd and 4. The clock is down to 10 minutes. Marysville trailing 35-16.
Like we got Hafley back in there at fullback.
Sense a little urgency for the red and black now. Here's a pitch. Center step move to the near side. Here comes the flag. And finally, at last, here comes the flag.
Flags all over out there now.
This was Bulldogs coming to the near side. Shoddy.
Yeah, it's gonna get called back. Quick pitch right and put a move on the guys out on the corner. Made a good game, but somebody was grabbing a jersey out there.
First penalty in the second half, I believe. 4th penalty against MHS here tonight versus half a dozen for the Red Hawks. But boy, this could spoil some enthusiasm here, huh?
Yeah, we got 2nd and 15 now. 2nd and 14.
It'll push the Bulldogs back in their own territory.
We were making some good gains there, and then just a little misstep again.
Starting to see some fresh faces in the lineup for Marysville. Gibbs coming wide to the near side. He's the lone back. Hager going in motion, right to left.
Man, Hafley's running hard.
He fights. Past the 35 to the 40. Needs to get past the 40-yard line.
3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, maybe. They gave it first down.
How about that?
Wow, what a run by Hafley. He just pumped his legs and kept moving.
Yeah, he earned it, but I think he might have caught a break, too, on the spot.
Yeah,
first down at the 39-yard line. Under 9 to play. Marysville's down 19.
You're a running back. You got to keep those legs pumping.
Grant Hafley, senior, a lot of determination. Grady Schradel going to the far sideline, got a couple yards.
Yeah, I think he
Hey, let's put Gallagher.
he pitched that ball, didn't he, out there in Tyler?
It was hard to tell. He was going to the far sideline, the Marysville sideline. And all I could tell the spotter from the PA announcer was going keeper.
Well, they're having to honor Hafley in there, so they're collapsing in on that dive, and then he's able to pull the ball and get out on the corner. But
stop the clock at 8:45. Still with time, but the Bulldogs need to start generating points.
Absolutely. Need to start making some gains.
And here's Schradel on a late pitch. He takes the hit. Hafley, though, gets popped on the near side. Solo tackle, man. They caught him that time. Gus Smith, 195-pound senior.
Like Hafley's
a little slow to get up.
Yeah, slow to get up out there.
Yeah.
Like he tried to put a little move on Smith, and Smith just read his hips the whole way and broke down and made a good tackle.
Leg cramp.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. They're going to work it out. Doctor in the family, perhaps?
Could be.
Dr. Johnson's dad.
Yeah.
All right, facing 3rd and 10. Let's take a timeout here. We're going to keep it with 8:26 remaining. Grant Hafley will likely be back in. Yeah, he's all right.
Coach Downer came out there and said, "Get up. We're on the sideline. Fix it over there."
We ain't going to bother calling Dad.
No.
Troller Collision Center in Marysville does paint and body work, windshield repair, and they do towing service as well at Troller Collision Center. Keycaper and Bussing, proud to serve your accounting needs, tax preparation, etc. at Keycaper and Bussing in Marysville. And Spellmeyer Automotive, one of our new sponsors this year. Stop by and see Scott at Spellmeyer Automotive in Marysville. Happy to assist with your transportation repair needs, for sure. Appreciate all our Sports Booster Club members. Couldn't do our broadcast coverage without them. All right.
Cam Wetter in the backfield now, playing fullback.
3rd and 10 from the Marysville 40. Schradel rolling out the far side with time. Scampers still with time. Pass was knocked away, perhaps. Intended receiver would have had a first down there at the 50.
Yeah, that was a good pass. The receiver just kind of curled up right past the chains. If we had caught the ball, we'd had a first down. They just didn't connect. Maybe a little behind him, but Schradel was getting a little pressure there as he was moving along this line of scrimmage.
Oh, he had bought all the time he could.
Yeah.
And with that toss, the receiver was just well covered.
Yeah, it was time to get rid of the ball, that's for sure.
4th and 10, facing the Bulldogs at their own 39. They're down 35-16 with just over 8 minutes left. Decision time for Tony Trimble, 4th-year coach. Redhawks are rooting their defense off. They smell a victory here tonight.
I think it's important. If they run a pass route, they need to just get past the end of the chains and turn. They don't need to go downfield deep on anything.
Schradel in the middle of it. Pass is broken up. Nice coverage again, this time by the Redhawks, Michael Jensen.
Yeah, that was good coverage. He was about 15 yards down the field. On a deal like that, I like to see him just kind of get over the first down marker, turn around, curl up. But, everything, they're just trying to make something happen now. So,
and even 8 minutes left, and Hiawatha can work the clock, leading 35-16. Scoring recap if you missed it. Henry found Jensen on their first touchdown. Henry to Jensen on their second score. 16 and 18-yard efforts early on. Marysville answered back. Grady Schradel to Nate Shoddy. Made the game 14-8 Hiawatha. And Carson Henry went 16 yards for a score before intermission. And it was Hiawatha leading at the half. Marysville cut the gap on a 39-yard Schradel run. Hafley with a 2-point conversion cut the lead to 5. But Ethan Morton answered back with a 53-yard run. Gus Smith, 85-yard run on our last score. That's the 35-16 lead.
Just had a legal procedure on Hiawatha on their first play of this drive, so now we're looking at 1st and 15.
Redhawks at the Bulldog 44-yard line. Henry, the starting quarterback, still in there. Up the middle, fighting for the spot is Ethan Morton. Maybe give him 3 on that reach.
Yeah, they don't really care how much they gain right now. I think they just want to see those numbers tick off that clock.
Second down, a long 12 with 7.5 minutes left.
Some new defensive linemen in there. We'll see if that can help a little bit.
We saw a lot of personnel changes last week hosting Nemaha Central, both sides of the ball in that second half. The quarterback keeper, Carson Henry, going far. He's across the 30, far sideline to the 25, and stopped, but he's got a first down on an almost 20-yard carry. Carson Henry's been a pretty impressive senior quarterback tonight.
Yeah, made a good read on that, pulled the ball, got out on the corner, and then made a good run.
Hiawatha team's going to win some ball games this year.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. Fell to Royal Valley. That one stung. They didn't want to give that up. They're at Sabetha next week. Never easy.
No.
And at Jeff West hosting Hayden. Never easy.
Ooh.
Oskaloosa Holton. Never easy. Really Compton at the end of the season. So,
yeah, they're in a tough league.
Yeah, indeed. First down at the Bulldog 26. Flag on the far side ahead of the snap. Procedure.
Yeah, procedure again. They've had that several times tonight.
By rough count, 7 penalties on Hiawatha, but they really haven't cost them big.
No.
We'll bring up a 1st and 15. We're down to 6:41 remaining, and we're going to join Kansas State in progress immediately following the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, that procedure call doesn't hurt them at all because they just wind the clock back up after they mark the 5 off, so they get another 30, 40 seconds to run the play.
Single wide to the near side. Lone set back behind Henry. Under center. Takes the snap. No gain. A couple, 2-3 Bulldogs in there containing. Brenner low.
They're just burning clock right now as it ticks off. Ready to go under 6 minutes in the game.
Hiawatha scored early. Marysville never gained the lead here tonight. Came as close as 5 on their second half score.
If I'm not mistaken, they marched the ball downfield on their first score, but the rest of the scores were pretty big plays. They bust through the line and go 50 yards. Big pass play at the end of the half. Marysville's hung tough. They just need the ball's on the ground.
Here's a bad handoff. I think the Red Hawks are going to recover, but back at the 35-yard line, it'll be a loss of 5. They had 2 players in there in pretty good position, and they never let sight go of that football.
No, they didn't. They were on it all the way, but still don't like to see that happening if you're a coach.
Red Hawks turned it over once, just not very far back.
Yeah, 3rd and 20.
Yeah. And we're under 5.
Yep.
Little close hit on the ends. There we go, up the middle.
Up the middle, yeah.
5 yards. Got the ball near the 30-yard line, but it's still going to be a 4th and long.
See if I doubt they bring out the punter. I don't know. They might. If it were me, I think I'd just keep the clock running and.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Or
the Marysville team, that the position on the field is probably not a real big factor at this point.
It could be getting ready to call a timeout when the play clock runs down, or here they come to the line.
4th and 17 is what it says. And finally, the timeout whistle, and we'll take it here. Reminding you our coverage is service of our KNDY Sports Booster Club members. We appreciate Kate Manley and Liz Warren, Edward Jones in Marysville, Heritage Inn Express for a great night's stay, Marysville Dental Clinic, Drs. Brittany and Dr. Zach, Marysville High School Alumni Association, reminding you they've got activities planned for homecoming weekend, October 3rd. Build Camps in Marysville for furniture and appliances. It's Build Camp. Main Street Accounting, Tony Yalsey has taken over Mason Accounting. It's Main Street Accounting in Marysville. And Tension Corporation, they're looking for quality help. Great options as far as their ship. Great pay and great benefits at Tension Corporation of Marysville. As well as Mike's OK Tire with rebate program on Michelin tires from Mike's OK Tire, Rob Olmsted, Real Estate and Auction, the Norris Motor Company, your Chevrolet and Buick dealer with new and cars and trucks at the Norris Motor Company. 407 remains 4th and 17, facing the Hiawatha Redhawks, now lining in punt formation.
Last punt made it to the line of scrimmage. I'm assuming this one will be a lot better than that.
Good snap. Punt is up. Out across the 40, rolling toward the 10, out of bounds. Down at the 11 is where Marysville will take possession. Well, there's under 4 minutes left. It's not out of reach, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, they're going to have to strike pretty fast and pretty hard here on these first couple plays in order to turn this into something. So it'll be good to see what they're going to try to do. I would imagine they'll come back, maybe roll out, throw the ball a little bit. I like how Haefley's run the ball tonight, but in getting a situation like this, it's kind of need to get the ball up in the air.
All right, Lynn 50, Blue Valley 14. They are just underway in the second half on our feature game on FM 95.5. Thank you, Max. Bulldogs start deep in their own territory. Here's a pass complete, past the 20, out to the 25-yard line. Here's a flag out ahead of the reception. That was a nice, quick pass.
Yeah, that was a good pass. I'm not exactly sure what they would be calling back there. There really wasn't any contact between the D-back and the receiver unless he saw a hold in the interior line.
Sorting out a flag here. The clock stops. We've got 3:51 remaining. Any sense? That'll try to guess.
Like they're trying to sort it out themselves, the white hat.
There's an official timeout right now. All right, Cromie Lumber among our sponsors for building materials and tools. It's Cromie Lumber. Copeland Insurance, proud to support the Bulldogs. Copeland Insurance Agency, multiple locations including Marysville and Landall Company. Learn more about great career opportunities at landall.com. All right, after the dust settles, it's going to be first down Bulldogs at their own 26-yard line, trailing 35-16 with 3:51 to play. No, it's not at the 26, is it? We're going to take a march from the 26 on a big Hiawatha penalty. And if there's going to be a concern for second-year coach Juan Giroux next week, it's 8 penalties by my count here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they called there, Bruce, but it was favorable to Marysville, so I'm going to have to check into that.
15-yard variety brings it out to the 41. Shotgun snap to Schradel. Pass far side is complete. 5-yard pickup on
good
the
pass out there in the flat by Schradel.
And there's no coverage on the receiver over there.
They're just back up and prevent.
Now working quickly.
No.
Pass was tipped away, this time on the near side.
Yeah, Grady just made a mistake there. He had a receiver coming across the middle, could have hit him, and he threw that out route, and they just about broke under it and took it.
Yeah, Sean Gentry was there to break it up, and he kind of batted his hands on the helmet.
That could have been a pick six.
3rd and 5, 3:20 remains on the clock. Stopped with Marysville trailing 35-16.
You know what they say about that, Bruce? That's why that guy plays defense, because he can't catch the ball.
Bulldogs working shotgun snap. Cradle with a quick pass far side, underthrown.
Ball on the ground.
Underthrown just past midfield.
Marysville might have a passing game hidden in there somewhere if they just kind of explore that a little bit. Seems to me. I realize that Hiawatha is they're dropping back and giving them some zone looks, but Schradel seems to be able to put the ball on the mark, and the receivers are pulling them in. So might be another dimension to this team if they work on it.
Well, they're going to face a tough foe in Wamego next week. A, you're on the road. B, you're 0-2 likely at this point. and you open that North Central Kansas League play. That is tough, week in, week out.
Yeah, Walmego's been good for quite a few years.
Hiawatha's indicating turnover. I guess we'll sort this out first.
Yep.
Yeah, third, Bulldog turnover. Ouch.
Yeah, that offensive line, defensive line collapsed them, and it just somehow the ball got loose in there. I couldn't see it from here, but obviously it got on the ground, and Hiawatha got on top of it.
Fumble. Too many times we've said that tonight.
Turnovers, you cannot live with turnovers. It's a slow death.
And among our sponsors, a new Bulldog booster this year is Marysville Mercantile. Stop by and see their decor and gift ideas at Marysville Mercantile in the South Kester House in Marysville. And the Citizen State Banks. Refer a friend, get a gift at the Citizen State Banks, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. All right, putting the clock in motion. That's where we're going to finish out here tonight. Hiawatha's got under 3 minutes and a 35-16 lead. All they have to do is avoid the fumble. Gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
They will just keep running that and hand it to the dive back. My guess is every time.
Rotating some fresh faces in, probably some second stringers on the near side for the Red Hawk offense.
And Marysville's bringing a few people in, too. Freshman Wyatt Miller's there on the right side defensive end.
2nd down from the Bulldog 44. Facing a quarterback for the Red Hawks. This is Leighton Moore. He's a sophomore punter and kicker. He's versatile.
Yeah. Like Miller came in and made that tackle on that guy. Broke through the line. He shuffled back and got him to the ground.
Gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 2. We're under 2 minutes and counting. Again, we're going to join Kansas State football in progress immediately following our broadcast, which is the service of Kramer Oil and CJ Express, your Sinclair stations, east and west edge of Marysville, Hometown Lumber and Hardware in Marysville and in Axtell, and the Kinsley Mortuaries. 3rd down and 2. 4 under center for the snap. It's going to be a first down to the 33-yard line.
Hiawatha's got a pretty decent running game here with that Morton in the backfield, and their quarterback does a good job reading that option. So I think they're going to be competitive this year.
Well, they're certainly amped up here tonight. I mentioned the enthusiasm in town. They've got a booster club that I'm seeing some signs of life. They had Red Hawk flags all the way from the city limit signs out here to the other side of town. Their downtown was festooned with the Red Hawk colors, which will soon be the autumn colors of Maple here in Hiawatha. That's going to be special in about a month. And Hiawatha fans wanted to make some noise tonight. They certainly had a chance or more to cheer. First down as that clock continues under 1 minute. And they go to victory formation.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Among our sponsors tonight, Corner Bistro in Marysville. Great menu options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the Corner Bistro. Croc Family Insurance, Brian Croc in Marysville. And Blue Valley Technologies, our proud partner on many of our broadcasts that are streaming on BBTV. Your broadband service provider is Blue Valley Technologies. Clock continues to roll under a half minute. It's the Red Hawks will take it to the finish. 35-16 will be the final here tonight. Mike, anything you want to say before we turn it over to Wyatt Thompson and the crew?
You know, Marysville just needs to come back next week, keep building on their offensive line. I thought their offensive line did a good job tonight running that triple option, getting that inside veer working. Hafley ran hard. Schradel played a good game. He was accurate with his passes. He was elusive out on the corners. And like I said, the O-line, I think they made some strains. So they ran into a pretty good team. That Hiawatha had a good quarterback and a good running back. Of course, we said that last week too. But I think Marysville, they're just keep working, keep getting better. They're going to have some success this year.
Yep. Turnovers, I circled 3 fumbles for Marysville in the ball game. One of those led to a score for the Red Hawks. They win 35-16, even their season record at 1-1. Marysville winless, and Paris starts opens the North Central Kansas League at Walmego next week. We'll let you head down to the Ozarks. We'll cover things at Walmego and get you back on the road in Concordia 2 weeks from tonight, ahead of homecoming that first Friday in October. Katie Teeter, thanks for staying with us. Lost things there at halftime. We had some technical issues. Derek Nestor back in City kept an eye on. I think he's got things reset, so we can go back to Kansas State Wildcat football their first half in a Friday night kickoff. It's live on KNDY Marysville, on air, online, always on our free mobile app.